Prepare to be captivated by an unparalleled saga spanning millennia. A story of a people who not only survived but thrived in the face of adversity, whose cultural identity deepened through centuries of dispersion and whose spiritual unity remained unbroken. Despite being scattered to the farthest corners of the globe, this is the saga of the Jewish people. Our journey begins in the cradle of human civilization, Mesopotamia, where tales tell of a people bound together by language, customs, and most importantly, an unwavering faith. Amidst the ebb and flow of empires, they held fast to their traditions, ensuring that the flame of their heritage would burn brightly through the ages. As we traverse time and space, we unveil the profound impact of Jewish life on the world around it, and the equally profound impact that the world had on its people. The story of the Jewish diaspora is one of resilience, adaptation, and an unquenchable thirst for a home. It is a narrative that resonates with anyone who has ever felt the pangs of displacement or the ache for belonging. But above all, it's a testament to the enduring spirit of a people who, no matter where they found themselves, never quite forgot where they came from. Before we dive into our tale, consider subscribing to stay updated on our explorations into the rich tapestry of human history. The exodus from Egypt wasn't just a physical escape from slavery, but a profound spiritual liberation that laid the foundation for the Jewish concept of freedom and liberation, themes that would reverberate through millennia. Let's embark on this epic journey back to the dawn of civilization. It was here that the Hebrew Bible tells of the patriarch Jacob, who renamed Israel, and his 12 sons journeying to Egypt in search of refuge from famine. It was at Mount Sinai that Moses received the 10 Commandments, the foundational laws that would shape not just the Israelites, but the course of Western civilization. Our story starts in ancient Mesopotamia, the land between the rivers, where the first chapters of the Jewish diaspora were written. But this golden age wouldn't last. Little did they know that this move would be the catalyst for a chain of events that would shape their destiny for generations to come. The arrival of the Israelites in Egypt marked the beginning of a new chapter in their history, one filled with both promise and peril. Though the Second Temple stood as a testament to their resilience, it too was destroyed in 70 CE by the Romans, marking the end of the Second Temple period and the beginning of a new chapter in Jewish history. In Spain and North Africa, vibrant communities flourished, contributing significantly to philosophy, science, and art. In Central and Eastern Europe, Ashkenazi Jews found new homes, shaping medieval life with their presence. Rabbinic Judaism emerged, placing greater emphasis on the written and oral Torah and elevating rabbinic scholars to positions of prominence. Mystical movements like Kabbalah also flourished, delving into the deeper mysteries of faith and existence. It was during the exile that the Hebrew Bible, the foundation of Judaism, took its final form with the addition of the books of the Nevi'im. Persecutions and expulsions became a recurring theme, forcing many to flee and seek refuge elsewhere. Despite these hardships, Jewish life went on. This event, known as the Babylonian exile, saw many Israelites deported to Mesopotamia. Centers of learning like the yeshivas became vibrant hubs of theological discussion and the study of Jewish law and philosophy. Communities adapted to their new surroundings, preserving their traditions and contributing to the cultural landscape of the regions they inhabited. Prominent Jewish figures like the physician and scientist Isaac Luria played a crucial role in shaping the intellectual discourse of their time, leaving a lasting legacy on fields like medicine and philosophy. Pharaoh's initial welcome soon turned to hostility, leading to the infamous enslavement of the Israelites. Thinkers like Moses Mendelssohn championed reason and tolerance, seeking a harmonious coexistence between Jewish tradition and contemporary thought. This forced migration led to the establishment of new Jewish communities in various parts of Europe and beyond. Reform Judaism, with its emphasis on adapting Jewish practices to modern times, gained key figures such as Samson Raphael Hirsch and his son, the Chufi, stressed the importance of traditional Jewish law and the sanctity of the Torah. Led by Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party, this horrific period saw the murder of millions of Jews across German-occupied Europe. The horrors of the Holocaust left an immeasurable scar on the Jewish people, shaping their collective memory and identity. Inspired by a growing sense of nationalism and a desire for thinkers like Theodor Herzl and Max Nordau worked tirelessly to create a safe haven for the Jewish people. An idea that would culminate in the creation of modern Israel. The establishment of the State of Israel in 1948 provided a beacon of hope and a homeland for Jewish people worldwide. Israel became a refuge, a place where Jews could live free from the threat of persecution, yet their spirits remained unbroken. Moses, a Hebrew raised in the Pharaoh's court, answered the call to lead his people out of bondage. Meanwhile, the emergence of Hasidism in Eastern Europe introduced a more emotionally charged and mystical approach to Judaism, emphasizing personal experience and devotion. The civil rights movement in the United States inspired many Jews to become active participants in the fight against racial segregation and discrimination. The State of Israel faced numerous challenges as the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness towards the Promised Land. They foraged for food, hunted for game, and made camp by the waters of Merah, Rephidim, and Sinai. And in its aftermath, the Russian Revolution led to the establishment of the Soviet Union, which initially granted some freedoms to Jews, including the right to practice their religion. However, as Stalin's regime tightened its grip, those freedoms were curtailed and Jews became targets of persecution once again. As European nations explored new lands and established trade routes, Jews were often caught in the crossfire of shifting political and economic alliances. These stops weren't just about survival. They were about building community, forging a collective identity, and establishing a relationship with the divine. The conquest of Canaan and the establishment of the Kingdom of Israel marked a significant milestone, a return to the ancestral home after years of wandering. Under the rule of kings David and Solomon, the nation flourished. Jerusalem became a religious and cultural hub, and the first temple, a symbol of unity and devotion, stood proudly on the Temple Mount. The Jewish people's first exile began with the destruction of the first temple by the Babylonians in 586 BCE. Despite the physical and emotional toll, this period also became a crucible for spiritual growth. The experience of exile and the longing for home found expression in profound poetry and theological reflection, shaping the Jewish identity in ways that would resonate throughout history. Following the exile, the Jewish people returned to a land reshaped by conquest and change. This diaspora saw Jews spread across the Mediterranean, each community adapting to local customs while preserving their distinct traditions. But life for Jews across the diaspora was not without its challenges. Synagogues became centers of learning and worship, fostering a sense of continuity and identity. The Middle Ages were a time of both intellectual and spiritual awakening within the Jewish community. Thinkers like Maimonides and Rambam, best known for his Mishnah Torah, a comprehensive work that codified Jewish law, left an indelible mark on Jewish thought. This period saw the rise of iconic figures like the Baal Shem Tov, who emphasized love, joy, and humility in the pursuit of a deeper connection with the divine. The Renaissance and the Age of Exploration marked a new era in world history, but for the Jewish people, this period continued to be marked by persecution and displacement. Pogroms and expulsions became more frequent, forcing many to flee their homes in search of safety and tolerance. Despite the turmoil, Jewish life went on. The Jewish Enlightenment, or Haskalah, also emerged during this era, advocating for the adoption of modern scientific and philosophical ideas. The 19th century witnessed significant transformations in Jewish life, largely due to the impact of the Enlightenment and the growing awareness of leaders like Rabbi Solomon Baron and Abraham Geiger sought to modernize Jewish rituals and teaching, making them more accessible and relevant to the changing world. In response to the challenges of assimilation and the need to preserve Jewish identity, a counter-movement, Orthodox Judaism, also emerged. The Zionist movement, which advocated for the establishment of a Jewish state in the land of Israel, also gained momentum during this period. The early 20th century brought profound changes. The horrors of World War I left an indelible mark. The escalation of antisemitism, a systematic and brutal campaign of genocide that aimed to wipe out European Jewry. In the aftermath of World War II, the world grappled with the implications of the Holocaust. Millions made Aliyah, the Hebrew word for immigration, to Israel, drawn by the promise of a secure and independent state. The state's founding also sparked the Arab-Israeli conflict, a complex and emotionally charged struggle over land, resources, and identity that continues to shape the region to this day. The latter half of the 20th century saw the Jewish people navigating a complex world. Figures like Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel walked alongside Martin Luther King Jr. and other activists, demonstrating solidarity and commitment to justice, including ongoing conflicts with neighboring Arab states and internal political divisions. Yet it stood as a testament to the resilience and determination of the Jewish people. As the 20th century drew to a close, the Jewish people looked ahead to a new millennium, carrying with them the wisdom of their rich history and the hope for a brighter future. Their story, a saga that has echoed through the ages, serves as a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit and the enduring power of faith, identity, and hope. If you found this journey through the Jewish diaspora enlightening, don't forget to subscribe for more enlightening tales. Thank you for joining us today.